Hey, this is Joe Gilder from PreSonus, and I'm here at Sweetwater today to talk about the StudioLive ARc line of mixers. If you're familiar with analog mixers, you take one look at this and you feel good. It looks familiar, but being that we're PreSonus, we add a lot of fun digital back-end stuff to it to make it a lot more functional and give you a lot of more bang for your buck. So it comes in 3 different sizes, as you can see: super cute, medium cute, and big honkin' mixer. They all do pretty much the same thing. Feature-wise, you'll get the same, for example, effects on the small one as you do on the big one. Only real differences are channel count, and for the small one, we just didn't have enough room to put faders, but that's okay. Let's walk through a couple of cool things about the mixer. One of the biggest changes we made was we upgraded the preamps in these. So if you find yourself using lower output microphones, especially for podcasting, this will have enough gain to accommodate those mics, no problem. A couple of other things. In addition to just being a great sounding analog mixer with all the analog bells and whistles that you would come to expect from an analog board, it also will do full multi-track digital recording on the back end. So you can take this to a show, pop it in USB to your computer, open our software called Capture that just pops up, sees what's connected, and starts to record all the inputs. And you can start multi-tracking your shows or your rehearsals or your church services or whatever without really having to put much effort into it at all. Doesn't affect the way the board works, it's just something that just automatically happens on the back end. In addition to that, we've got an SD card slot here. You can insert an SD card and you can do a stereo recording of your main mix of the show. So if you don't feel like lugging the laptop to the gig, you can still lug a tiny SD card, pop it in there, and you can still get a stereo recording of the show. Or if you just want to load up a bunch of songs on an SD card and pop it in, you can use that as a playback device to play back music between sets, things like that. Everything from that playback comes down through what I'm calling the super channel. It's not really called that, but it's awesome. So on the far right of each of these mixers, there's a stereo channel that has a whole bunch of inputs that makes it super useful. You've got RCA inputs, you've got 1/8" stereo input, you've got a switch to playback from USB from your computer or to playback from that SD card we mentioned earlier. You've got Bluetooth. You can pair this with your phone and play back from your phone library in a pinch if you don't have the cables, because we all forget cables. And then all of these come through this fader. What's great about this is you don't have to select each input. It'll just see all of them and sum them together. So if you have a couple of different playback devices, maybe this one's for playback during the show and then this one's just for background music between sets, they can all come down this channel. They just take up a single fader and you've still got all your channels over here available for all the awesomeness that you want to perform. Aside from that, we did upgrade the digital effects on board. There's a whole bunch here. You can look and see all the different ones there. They're available right in the box, so you don't need any external effects hardware. You've got a lot of that built in. One of the things we really focused on with these mixers is upgrading the preamp section. So these have our X-Max preamps that you probably recognize from the StudioLive digital mixers, as well as our audio interface products for the studio. But we took those preamps and we added extra gain to them to make these extra friendly with those lower output microphones that you might use on, say, a podcast or voiceover work. Thanks for taking the time to take a look at these mixers with me. If you have any questions about these or other PreSonus products, be sure to contact your sales engineer at Sweetwater or check out sweetwater.com. Thanks for watching, and be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Click here for more videos like these, or start at Sweetwater for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.